G'day, Anthea here for Ant's Pants Pantry. I've found this lovely looking recipe for red and green Christmas biscuits, so that's what I'm going to try today. It's in the Festive Flavour cooking kit, red and green Christmas shortbread. The ingredients are white rice and raw sugar, plain flour, butter, shelled and unsalted pistachios, dried cranberries, and then white chocolate. We need a low oven at 150 degrees to cook them on, a baking tray. And we start off with 40 grams of white rice. Here we are, 40 grams of rice, 60 grams of raw sugar, so hard to get that right, and 1 minute at speed 10. I wanted you to see how much fine mist it makes almost. Milling that up. Right, let's have a look at that. Oh, that's very, very fine. All right, what are the instructions? Scrape it down with a spatula and then add the plain flour. Okay, now that that mist is cleared, it's a bit easier to see what we've got. There's not actually a lot to scrape down. Very fine powder. I think the recipe for making your own baking powder is to mill up some white rice. Okay, I took the lid off, so that's why that's minus 250, and now 300 grams of plain flour. Here we are. 250 grams of butter cut into cubes, which I've already done. Measuring cup inserted into the lid, and 5 seconds on speed 5. And then use the dough facility for 40 seconds. I just want to have a quick look in there. Oh, yep, that's crumbled it up a bit. All right, so let's see what this does. 40 seconds on the kneading facility. I should have called it the kneading function, really, shouldn't I? All right, and now the shelled pistachios. Tear that. Took me a while to shell these. I don't know if you can buy them already shelled. Yeah, 100 grams of those. 100 grams of dried cranberries. And then insert the measuring cup. And turbo at 1 second 3 or 4 times. All right. Let's have a look. All righty. Okay. Yep, seems to have mixed it all up in a sense, evenly distributed. All right, so the next thing is transfer the mixture onto a silicone bread mat or a lightly floured work surface and work into a log that's about 30 centimetres long. Okay? I'll make that into a log. Okay. That's a little bit longer than 30 centimetres, so it goes from the 10 centimetre mark past the 40 centimetre mark. But I think that'll do. And then wrap the log in plastic wrap and place in the fridge for 1 hour to rest. So that'll go in the fridge for an hour. So I actually read ahead and knew that it had to rest in the fridge for an hour. So I didn't think there was any point in putting the oven on right at the start of the recipe. I've got plenty of time to warm that up now, and it's only to 150 degrees anyway. And get my tray ready and wash the bowl. So that's what I'll do while I'm waiting for that dough to rest in the fridge. Okay, the oven's warm, my trays are prepared, the bowl is washed and clean, and I've taken this out of the fridge, and it's not floppy at all. It's the butter has gone hard in the fridge and made it quite a solid log. So let's see what the next steps are. Yes, please resume the last recipe. Remove from the refrigerator and using a serrated bread knife, cut into slices approximately 1/2 centimetre thick to form biscuits. And then place the biscuits onto the tray and bake for 20 to 30 minutes at 150 degrees or until biscuits are lightly golden. Okay, I'll get that ready. Well, cutting them is proving a bit challenging. I've got a serrated edge bread knife, but the pistachios and cranberries tend to fall out of the mixture as I'm cutting it. So hopefully it'll come together again as they bake. But I need to do this fairly carefully, I'm finding. I would say the serrated knife is really very important because you need to saw your way through those hard nuts. If you try to just push through the mixture, you push the nuts away. You need to saw through them with a very sharp serrated edge so that they actually remain the same thickness as your biscuit. So that's one tray. I'll pop them in the oven and see how they turn out. Now I've taken 1 tray's worth out of the oven and they are slightly golden. The instructions are to leave the shortbread to cool on the baking tray for about 10 minutes before transferring onto a wire rack to cool completely. So that works for me. The second tray needs to be in there for about 10 more minutes, and then I'll put them on the wire rack, and then we do the chocolate while the shortbread is cooling. So now I've got the second tray out of the oven and the first tray are on the cooling rack, and I'm ready to do the chocolate. It says 300 grams. My packet says it's 290. Put the whole lot in there. Insert the measuring cup into the lid. 5 seconds on speed 8. That's to chop them up. How big are those buttons? Okay. That was noisy. You can certainly hear the difference as it gets finer. Look at that. Amazing. Scrape it down with a spatula. Insert the measuring cup. Insert the measuring cup into the lid again. And now 3 minutes at 37 degrees, speed 1. So you can temper chocolate in the Thermomix. Wonderful. Scrape down the sides with the spatula. And, well, at least it says in the book to continue melting it. So, okay, some of it has melted, but some of it hasn't. Get it all down towards the bottom where the heating element is. Insert the measuring cup in the lid again. And 5 minutes. And the instructions are that you can prolong by another 2 minutes if necessary. The idea is to get all of the chocolate shards melted. Well, I couldn't resist. I had to have a peek in the bowl, even though it's not finished the 5 minutes, and I see that there's chocolate on top of the knives. So I'm going to push that down into the warm chocolate so it has a chance to melt and be incorporated. Okay, let's have a look. Looks good. Once the shortbread has cooled, dip half of each biscuit into the melted chocolate. Place the dipped shortbread onto a plate or tray lined with baking paper and then transfer into the fridge until the chocolate has set, approximately 60 minutes. All right, so I'm going to use the baking trays and I flipped the baking paper over to the other side so it doesn't have any biscuity flavour on it. It's the clean side. And let's see what happens. All right, okay, well, might be a two-handed job. So I'll have to show you what the tray looks like when it's all done. Well, I've dipped them. They've been in the fridge to set. I didn't quite get it over half, and I wasn't sure how far the chocolate was going to go, but I probably could have dipped them a bit deeper. I've been told there's a bit of chocolate left in there. I've been told that the best way to use up melted chocolate in the bottom of your Thermomix is to put some milk in it and warm it up and make yourself a hot chocolate. That's a way of cleaning the bottom of the bowl and the knives and using up the chocolate without wasting it. So there's an idea. Doesn't say that in this recipe, but I believe that's the proper thing to do. All right, let me try this biscuit. Very short and crumbly. Oh, a perfect combination of my nuts are a bit salty, but I don't mind that. I figure if you can have salted caramel, you can have salted pistachios and cranberries with white chocolate. It's really nice. Yeah. What a lovely Christmas biscuit. So, I mean, it's broken because it is shortbread. But it's lovely. Very, very nice. So that's worth serving for me for Christmas afternoon tea. And I hope you enjoyed watching me make them for the first time. Thanks for watching.